driving home the other day, passing CC's Pizza, right? Buffet style pizza. And I just happened to look over, and these two guys were coming out, and they were the rather larger humans of the human species. And one of the dudes, he just like, I guess he had a really good time. And as soon as he comes out the door, he like takes, I don't know, 5 steps and literally just like, whoop, takes his shirt off, like throws it on his back and heads to his car. Like, he just had a really good time at the buffet.
Wait, was that you?
So there was a moment of clarity that I was trying to decide, like, would that be me? Or
definitely.
Yeah, like
I'm pretty sure you and Jeff are the two people in that story.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I couldn't decide if I actually respected it or like was I judging it, or I wasn't really sure. And I did come to the conclusion that I could totally see myself doing that.
That guy definitely beat the hell out of that buffet. That's for sure.
Yeah,
that is money's worth.
But yeah, it'll be like, who's your franchise owner? Who's your franchise owner? You know. Anyway, that's a joke. But anyway. All right, what episode are we on?
Dude, this is episode 7.
Episode 7.
Yeah.
This is a big one too, right? Like,
yeah. Obviously, we got a third person on here.
Yeah, just kind of floating underneath us.
Yeah, just hanging out around here.
So today we have a really good friend and hunting partner, and I would go on a limb to say adventurous in some degree of our activities. Some he likes better than others. One of our really good friends, Stephen Maynard. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Stephen!
I know that we typically review beer together, but this was kind of last minute. So if you've seen our shows, you know we got to have it start off with a beer. So
yes, I'm well aware.
We're going to go ahead and start off with our beer, and then we'll let you introduce your beer. Let's review this thing. Let's get this pony show on the road here.
All
right. Jeff, what did you get us this time?
It's called Upriver American Pale Ale. It's from Central 28 Beer Company. It's proudly brewed in, I guess, DeBerry, Florida, with love and care. That's what I got.
Always love and care.
You got it.
6%. It's 6%. Why do they even got to put the O in there? It's 6.0. It says 6.0%. It's like, why? Just make it look fancy.
Yeah. Hold on. Don't go too far. Up the River is a classic aggressively hopped American pale ale. If that's the direction you're headed, with just enough malt for balance. The hop flavors and aromas careen from resonance pine and grapefruit zest. Okay, what did you get me? Finishing with a clean, pleasant bitterness. All right, so we're going from pine tree to orange, or grapefruit. That's interesting. All right, Stephen, what do you have today?
All right, well, so for today, I have this little gem from St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's Michelob Ultra.
Michelob Ultra. How about that?
Yeah, something like that. Let's see here. What do we got? It's a whopping 4.2% alcohol. So, you know, you can get pretty drunk on like 12 of these probably.
Oh, wow.
Depends on your weight to body ratio.
Yeah, and from what I hear, these are really good for hydration. Really good for hydration, especially out in a hot day in the sun. You know, water, none of that. You got 2.6 carbs in this. I mean, yeah, 2.6, 95 calories. You're good to go for the rest of the day, just drinking a couple of these.
Like, is it like, I wonder if it's like drinking water, and I'm sure we'll find out.
Hold on, does it say?
Yeah.
Does it say how many calories there are on there?
95 calories.
Dang, our beer's so heavy they forgot to put the calorie labels on it.
Yeah. You know, let's see here. I don't have any descriptions of how this beer tastes, so I guess it's just going to be a surprise.
Well, let's go ahead and open up, pour them, drink them, put the your lips to the glass, whatever you do.
All right.
I'm really good at pouring, so that's like my specialty.
I'm a rookie. I don't have a glass. I'm going straight from the bottle.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
last night at the bar, which I wasn't there
Yep.
with you, but I don't even know if you were there.
No, I wasn't there.
Okay. My smell, I don't really smell pine tree. I don't smell that, but it smells like a nail. And that's not very descriptive if you've never had a nail.
Oh, well, then this thing says it's superior, by the way. So, ooh, smells superior. A wheaty smell.
Yeah.
I guess you could call it. Sure, we'll call it that.
Yeah. Have you actually taken a sip yet?
Not yet.
Oh.
I didn't know if y'all did.
Well, you're behind, brother.
I'm watching you smell it like 8 times. I'm like, how long is he gonna smell this thing?
I was trying to get the full experience, man. You know?
I was like, am I drinking beer the wrong way?
It's very light. Very light.
So
it does taste like a little bit of you taste the water in it. Definitely.
yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Like I said, this is premium hydration right here. Like I'm pretty sure Lance Armstrong drank this while he was on his bike. Like they didn't, like it was in that, the backpacks with the straw coming out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had this in that when he won the Tour de France. I feel like I could win the Tour de France right now. For sure.
You look like you could wear the Tour de France and win it for sure.
I could wear it.
I said wear it. Yeah, I was hoping you just kind of glance over that.
Just ignoring it. Yeah, my bad.
I thought maybe
I'll
you
ignore it next
Call
time.
out on it, Steven.
I was thinking maybe like you'd be like, what did he say? He probably said the right word. It's kind of like my text message. You're like, what did he say? He probably meant this though.
Yeah. If I usually can't figure out the text, I'm just like, I'm not worried about it. He'll say it again if he really needs me to understand it.
I can see like an emergency happening, me trying to explain my whereabouts, and you're like, he tried. I think he's having spaghetti tonight with his parents. But anyway, in the background, I don't know if you can hear it, but my child's screaming.
No, I can't
hear
it.
It sounds like Friday the 13th in there. I don't know
That
what's
was
happening.
yesterday.
That was yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But it's happening. That's much I am sure of. I want to say this. Out of all the beers we've tried for me and Jeff, this is probably one of the lightest ones we've had. Pretty close to it. I actually think it's really good. I actually really like it. I would, not to kind of take a stab at Michelob Ultra there, but it's pretty refreshing itself. It's a little heavier than kind of a light beer like that. It's definitely got some, more malt and hoppiness and a little bit more bitterness to it, but I could see myself, cutting the grass or going to the farm or something, and having like a 6-pack of these after I'm hot or something. I think I would totally be okay.
It goes down easy. It sure does.
Goes down smooth.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
I enjoyed it. I had a couple of these on the beach in Florida, and I can vouch that they went down very smooth on the beach in a hot day.
Did anything else go down smooth on the beach?
Yeah, I went in the water.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I bet it was nice and cool.
Sure. I probably have one of these in the water with me.
Nice. Well, I guess you could drink liquor or alcohol on the beach. I think we talked about this, but I can't remember the answer.
Yeah, they didn't. Lifeguards all over the place. They didn't care unless you were being rowdy or something, but they didn't care. I mean, there wasn't any sign.
Definition.
That's how it should be, honestly. At the beach, you should be allowed to have a beer at the beach, I think.
Yeah.
If you get obnoxious, then yeah, let's knock all that off. Get out of here. But because most of the beaches down here, you're not supposed to drink on the beach. Right. You can get ticketed at least.
Well, they don't have a problem taking it down. And from there is where, because we don't know where you're from.
I'm in Charleston.
Charleston,
South Carolina. Gotcha. Yep.
So yeah,
so the beaches like Folly Beach, Isle of Palms, those are the kind of the two main ones. But even the smaller ones, they all ever since the 4th of July a couple of years ago, a big party bus of Northerners showed up out on Folly Beach and ended up getting into like a big fight or something. And then that was it for alcohol on the beach. Might have been Memorial Day, maybe not 4th of July, one of those two.
Yeah.
I heard it was people. Yeah, I heard it was people from New Jersey. That's the story. That's the story. So I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. So, but that was the word on the street.
You just think it would be easier for them just never to let anybody from New Jersey come to South Carolina ever again than it would be to not let us drink.
Yeah, they got their own beaches. You know what I mean?
Well, we go over there.
Maybe it's colder.
Piss on them, not on the people, but the beaches. You know, like
I think you become a red dot if you do that.
Well, that's true. I was just thinking, like, I don't know, mark your tier. I
get you. I get you.
I'm
stepping in what you're putting down.
You're stepping in my piss. That's
exactly. I'm stepping in what you're putting down.
Oh man, whatever.
This is
so
my
last
lane.
weekend, outside of the beaches, it was definitely the opposite of a beach. It was actually a zoo. Jeff and I went to Brew at the zoo, which I invited you kind of semi, and I really didn't invite you. I was telling you about it because I didn't think you would really actually be interested in going, as they had a lot of craft beers and stuff like that. But we went there. Last year we saw a dude that looked just exactly like you.
Year before, 2019.
Well, yeah, true. The last year
you need to be able to put the image somewhere in the screen. That would.
Oh yeah, we can add
of that picture. There. Of that picture.
Yeah, we'll put
editing guy. Do that.
Yeah, editing guy. The guy in there. Oh, so it's this way.
He's gonna come up probably about right around here at one point, so he'll be in there
somewhere around in here.
The only problem about my screen is I can't move around a lot. I don't like it. But anyway, yeah. So we saw a guy look just like Steven. We ran over there and asked, "Could we get a picture?" Like basically hugged the guy. He didn't know whether at this moment he was giving up his vanity or he was giving up his wallet because we were jumping his ass right there. We're like, "What's up, dude?" So he decided he would just give us a picture that we could hold on to the rest of our life for some stranger. He thought he laughed, he chuckled. His girlfriend thought it was sweet. They probably kissed later that afternoon because of us stuff. Anyway, I think you're welcome, guy.
Oh, Steven.
Yeah, he's that guy. So that was so sweet that you took those guys. I bet they lost their friend in a bad tree accident, And so that anyway. So this year we went. There's definitely a lot less breweries there. I would say about 50%. So if you were going to start to count, this is probably not the one to come to. There was a lot of people, but I heard from the grapevine that they had actually had less people there. I think I don't know what they cut it by, 75%, 50. I'm not really sure. But I felt like there was still quite a bit of people. Now, it's hard to tell 2 years ago what it looked like or what I remember. But the beer was good. I mean, it was just beer that you buy every day at the grocery store. Overall atmosphere was fun. I'd say a little disappointed in the beer choices, but Jeff, would you add to that?
Yeah, I mean, they had some I thought they had some pretty good ones in there. They had some ones I've never been to or tried, that you could find, but they did have some of those, the vendors or breweries. They actually had a couple, I don't know, unique ones that I would never probably ever buy at the store anyway. But we are getting a little past our, I guess, flavor profiles to we're venturing out. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. Venturing out. Mm-hmm. So, but it was kind of disappointing. It wasn't a lot of breweries out there as it was last time. But I definitely felt like there was about the same amount of people, or maybe a little bit less, because it still seemed crowded to me a little bit, or like it was the first time, which is fine.
I agree with you. I thought there was some degree of disorganization that happened. For sure. And the other thing I thought was kind of funny, Jeff goes up to this person and is like, "Hey, what is that kind of beer?" And the person's like, I don't know what that beer is. And they were pouring it, so.
I tried it and I still don't know what it is. I couldn't tell what it was. Yeah, they said all these are sours. They don't know what that one was. I was like, okay, we'll try it.
Still I tried a cherry sour there. It was rough. It was bad. And then Kelly got a watermelon one. That was actually pretty good. But So anyway, you didn't miss much. Hopefully, we get you coming around the next year. At the time though, Kagan was with us, and Brittany was there, and she apparently doesn't drink a lot of like beer or craft beer and stuff, and she seemed like she had a really good time as well. So can't speak for her, but anyway, that was kind of a rundown of
us. Check it out next year.
Yeah, we did hand out a lot of business cards while we were there. We still haven't got any response or random likes, I don't think. So I'm not sure if it was first morning. Yeah, but I don't remember who they were from.
I couldn't figure it out. Yeah, and so we did no zoo, pun intended, but we guerrilla marketed the heck out of that place. We were like a caged animal that had gotten loose. We were just like passing out cards. We're gonna let people pass out cards, and we were getting in some weird conversations. Like some lady said she saw a dead body, and
that was
like somehow I got on this thing
too. Wow. She was walking away from it. She was like, "Yeah, I see dead bodies." I'm like, "Oh my god!"
I was screaming too, and then like she got really close. She kept getting really close to me, and like my wife decided we needed to buy Tegan a sloth. So, which we have so many stuffed animals, and why we needed to carry a sloth around that particular day, I'm not sure. Only Kelly can answer that. But anyway, I carried it out.
It's necessary,
and I was just kind of like holding it, around, kind of in the chokehold. And I started talking to this girl. She said she saw dead animals as a child. Of course, I had to follow up with it, like, "Oh, tell me about it." And then I wanted to know like what the body looked like. And just kept diving deeper into this. I don't even know if it's a rabbit hole. That a rabbit hole would be, it's like a sewer hole. And we're like straight up in this manhole. Yeah. And she's drunk. I'm a little buzzed. She's really
she was wobbling.
So she's like getting on top, like falling on top of me and stuff. And I'm like almost, and I'm like, I don't know about all this COVID stuff. And so from a point where I got uncomfortable, I was like, well, let me just make this so socially awkward that she decides to like, this is not worth it. So randomly, I just stopped talking out of my mouth or as me and put my sloth in front of me and talked as the puppet. And I would high five, I'd move its arms, and like, I was being so creepy, but she just would not stop. And she would be like, "I saw a dead body, ah!" And I'd scream as loud as I could. I was like matching her screaming louder, like, but I was doing it with the sloth. The sloth would like, like shake around and stuff, and it put it in her face. And like, if she got a little closer, kind of kick her with it. And so this other dude that was with him, I think he decided like, cause there was another girl talking to Jeff, and I couldn't even hear their conversation. And I guess the guy's like, okay, this is getting on the hand a little bit, because it definitely was. And so he comes up, and I take the little sloth hand. I'm like, high five, and he like does like this, and I do like that, like I'm not today, kind of like, you're not, too high five too slow. Yeah, and boom, right, I got him right in his titty. Like I went pop right in his titty, and the face that he gave me was every bit of exactly what kind of face he should. But he was just like, what just happened? And didn't say anything, didn't acknowledge that the sloth had just molested him, but it happened, and I saw it, and I would totally be his witness.
You probably needed to process it for a minute,
but he was just like, what did I get myself into? And this sloth just grabbed my right titty, and that's what happened. And they all walked away. It was the best thing ever. But
you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
It was the only way to get out of that situation. But anyway, so that was Brew at the Zoo. It can't get fun. Even if
we did
50% of the
couple of the we did speak to a couple of the reps for some of the breweries. We talked to the Pawleys Islands Brewing Company. The guy's Brett Hunter, I don't know, Hunter Rainer. So that was kind of cool. We talked to the Benjamin Hinman from Southern Barrel Brewing Company. And we talked to Priscilla Thrower from Scoplaw Brewing out of Atlanta. So that was kind of interesting. Exchange cards with them, and we're definitely going to hit them up in the future.
Yeah. So that was, I think, the wraps of that pretty much. Any kind of crazy stories that you can think of that I left off, or any parting pieces of the zoo? Yeah,
that was about it. I mean, besides the Uber rides there back to the restaurant and back home,
Uber rides were pretty.
Those were pretty entertaining.
I couldn't even tell you about the Uber ride from the restaurant to Jeff's house because one, I don't remember, but I know that Kelly.
Those are always the best ones.
Kelly and Brittany were saying that it was like super scary, like she was driving like a maniac. I don't know that she was, but I remember screaming, "Go faster, don't run the red light," because I think that's what she was doing. So I was just like, let's just keep doing it. Like, why not? So and it was weird.
But she was a riot with you.
She was a riot. Yeah, she was just her and I.
Because he was riding shotgun, so everybody knows right next to him.
I was riding a shotgun.
Back. It's in a van. It's like a minivan, family van. So, and she was. I can tell you there was driving nothing fast. There was nothing. Yeah, she was. There was nothing family oriented happen in the passenger seat to the driver. There was nothing family conversation wise that the kids could have overheard. There's not any way that was happening. I just remember one thing. Her favorite number was like 69, or she liked 69. And that's the part. How do you even get to there with your Uber driver? It's the real question. You know what I mean? Like, how did I feel like I should bring that up? Did she bring that up? How did we mutually get there? Like, let's talk about you, your husband, in 69. And anyway, maybe it was her speed at the moment.
It was a very enlightening conversation. That's all I can say. But I was dying. I told her she was a hoot. I remember telling her she was a hoot. I was like, "You're a hoot."
Who was the hoot?
She was a hoot. So that's the brew at the zoo. A little bit of information. We also, I don't want to go too far in it too. We did go to the farm, all of us together, actually. And Stephen is one of our great hunting buddies. So he is oftentimes with us at the farm doing our farm work and stuff like that. And it's also really fitting that he's here today because tomorrow is opening day for deer season here in South Carolina, at least our part of the state. So August 15th is a holiday. If it isn't, it should be nationally. It's not state either, but it should be. So we recognize it and celebrate it. So this year it's on a Sunday. Thank goodness we don't have to take time off. So there goes that sick day. So anyway, with that being said, I got my hunt license at the last minute, so that's good. I'm legal now.
Me too. Just today. About an hour ago.
Yeah, I did too.
I got the screenshots.
I'm like, screenshot. Here we go. And got the tag. Oh, I do got the tags up.
I got my tags. I got them in my bag. I just finished packing it up, actually.
Yeah.
I finished things a while ago.
So, but on our way to, I'm going to kind of step away from this conversation and let you guys lead a little bit. But on the way at the farm the other day, we were cleaning up and, getting the trees, trimmed up for the stand so we could see. And we have a little lawnmower that we kind of push around the stands and cut stuff with a tractor and plowing and planting a little bit. Anything exciting happened that would be worth sharing? I think there was. I'm gonna let you guys lead it as it happened.
Well, all I can say is we pulled up in front of one of the stands from the field in our trucks, and we had to get the push mower out from the back. So we did that. So I started up. I started pushing in to the stand itself because it's a nice narrow section between the trees you get to walk through. So, we want to make sure where we're walking is kind of clear. So I walked through there and I, start on the outside, probably like anybody would as their push mower. And I just start on the outside and I'm just like, well, I'm going to go all the way to the path that we normally walk in from behind the stand to get there. And so I go that way and I just pushing along, minding my own business. All of a sudden, I don't know really how far away where the push mower was from the rattlesnake, but it was all pulled up and it just goes like that. And I'm like, fuck. And I yell, rattle, rattle, and keep getting higher and higher. And I slowly back away with the mower still running, just in case the guy tried to come at me. But that's what happened there. And then I think
so at this time I'm hearing we're hearing Jeff screaming in the woods, oh shit, snake, rattle, rattle, rattle. Of course the mower's still going, so it's still hard to hear. Like snake. All right. So at this time I'm the only one I think that had their pistol with us. I don't think Aaron had
Right.
yours. Or,
No, mine was in the truck. I was on a tractor, so yeah.
I was in my truck next to you guys.
Yep. So I was the only one that had it. God, this
I had
is an
a push mower,
embarrassing
though.
story. You did have the push mower, and I still say you should have freaking
Well,
just right over it.
Well, I'm
But,
gonna ask about why we didn't do that in a minute for sure. I'm gonna ask what he contemplated at that moment, but we can finish that up in a second.
All right. So this time I'm the only one with the gun. So I go back up there and I get maybe 10 feet away from it. I don't really know how close to get to it or how close not to get to it, because that's honestly the first time I've been up that close to a rattlesnake. There's definitely been other snakes. Yeah. We'd come across a couple king snakes or something, and Aaron likes to throw bags of corn when he sees those. But
I was shocked to put that thing out of the way.
But this was the first snake
that's what I did.
Could really, you just heard something move in the leaves on the ground, and then he's got it on his shoulder, and next thing you know, it's 15 feet in the air. I've never seen anything like it. It was probably the most athletic thing I've ever seen.
Where that muscle's coming from.
Well,
where that strength came from. Like
at that moment in time, you know how like people get in wrecks and they're like I picked up a 2,500 pound car to.
It's like
moment, my body
the mom complex or something. What's it called?
Yeah, or just adrenaline. Like the fight or flight. Like at that time, my body assumed I was gonna die and it had to fight to survive. So the corn was just holding me back, so I had to get rid of it quickly. So
yeah,
but yeah.
So yes, I'm. This is the first time, obviously, I've been up close to a rattlesnake, and so I got the gun. I put a bullet into the chamber, and I didn't realize it, but I must have been shaking when I took the first shot, because I didn't hit him in the head. And sure enough, I hit him like right down, maybe like a foot and a half down from the tail in the coil. So, I mean, who knows? It might have been close to his head at the time when he was coiled up. But,
that's true.
But by the time so of course he's probably a little pissed now. So he starts moving, and that scares me, because I don't know exactly how far away he's got to be before he's in striking distance. And I'm like, oh shit, I don't really want to be that close. But luckily it goes behind a tree, and I'm able to kind of maybe get a little bit closer than before. And I think, all right, I'm a good shot with my pistol. I've usually on targets.
Let me go ahead and say, Steven is a phenomenal shot with his pistol. Actually, he is a really good shot. I would.
We all have confidence.
I could say he would compete with us any day at any target range. But
yeah, so usually, I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it was a moving target, or like it wasn't moving at that time, or I honestly think it was just my nerves. But I mean, I must have put 8 rounds just silhouetted around his head, and he's just sitting there looking at me like, "What are you going to hit me?" Or,
it was like inches, man. It was millimeters.
Like I couldn't even see the bullet splash, so I didn't know where I was even missing. And I mean, 9 shots in, I'm like, "Where's it going?"
Yeah, you were getting You were definitely getting
yeah, I was getting a little frustrated. I'm not used to being that inaccurate, or wasting that many bullets to hit something. Well, granted, I hit it on the first shot. I just missed the next 7, and then finally I let Aaron come up and do the deed. 1 shot right in the neck, and in and out. And so that was the rattlesnake. And then of course we got to try to get it out of the woods. So we've got a garden hoe and a rake, and still trying to avoid the fangs, because it's still poisonous.
And wiggling. I hate that. I hate more than anything about those things. They just keep wiggling and tongue sticking out, and like
and you can't tell if it's dead or not. But so the nerves and everything are still going. But man, we got it out of the woods. We lined it up. It was probably every bit as long as the garden rake or the garden hoe. So that's 5 foot. I think it's about 5 foot or so.
It's 4 or
It,
5 foot.
it was about the length of that shovel. So, and
it's actually a little smaller than that. It was off probably
Was
about
it?
a foot. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I thought it was too. I definitely seen bigger ones up there. I mean,
I've seen pictures of the bigger ones. Y'all showed me a picture of one that y'all killed a few years back. That was very big.
It's exactly about a foot off.
But I mean, I think that's probably the biggest rattlesnake I've seen like up close.
Well, you said that was the first one you seen up close.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So technically, it is the biggest one you've seen up close.
Yeah. Well, that one king snake that scared Aaron was a pretty big snake.
Yeah.
It was a very big snake, but it wasn't poisonous.
And let me understand. I don't want to have to like defend my honor here, but because I definitely.
You don't know what it is. You don't know what it is when I just yell snake.
Yeah, when I walked up, Steven was like, "There's a snake." I was like, "Where?" He's like, "Right there." I'm like, "Where?" He's like, "Right there." I'm like, I couldn't see it. So that's the point where I was like, "Okay, I just gotta get the hell out of here because I can't figure it out anymore." So then it was like, "Run!"
And then his first step to run made the snake whoosh, and like hit all the dead leaves on the ground, and then of course that's what prompted him to put the bag of corn in the air. And I mean,
I say 50 pounds by doing
Aaron's got a little quickness in him. I'll tell you that. He can get in close distances.
Yeah,
he got 15 feet away pretty quick.
Listen, if a snake
little burst of speed.
If a snake's got any endurance, I'm done. I'm done, man. I'm roasted. I know it, right in the calf. You know. But
I've seen him jump many a times on the hiking trail. I've seen him jump, and it's he'll run your ass over too.
Yeah, well, for sure. I am very jumpy. I don't know why. I just am. I just always have been.
You are.
And when we were in the mountains hiking one day, Kelly, when we first started walking, she just kind of she didn't care about snakes, or I don't know if she thought they didn't exist or you wouldn't run into them, but she just kind of would try to slow her down and keep her, trying to watch at her feet. And we're in a really decently traveled trail in the Smokies, and there's a snake curled up that was up in the bushes, like up off the side. So it's like kind of diagonal. Like as we were walking, it was flat, but on the mountain going up was up kind of diagonal. And I guess there was a snake there, and Kelly walks by in the bushes, like she gets really close to it. And I don't know what happened exactly, but caught it out of the corner of my eye, and I just jumped sky high. And the snake went from the side, struck at me, and just missed my calf. I mean, it was that snake right there does nothing for how big this one was. Literally I land and it lands like coils up, and it goes in the airborne because of the angle that it's on. It's on a hill. So it jumps out and whole body comes out and plops. It goes, you can hear it like plop. It's just this big old thing, and it curls up and, it does that. But I go to that today as the only thing that saved me, because if I would have just been like chilling, like nonchalant, I would have gotten bit. It missed me by inches, man. It was a rattlesnake. I got a picture of it. Yeah, I gotta find it. I took it's one of my pictures I have. I'd have to go. I don't even know where it's at, but yeah, I haven't been able to locate it. But dude, that's the closest I ever been. I didn't have my snake boots. It was just my ankle, like kind of tight boots. But that was pretty startling, because it let her go right by it, and it went after me, and I don't know what made me jump. I have no clue, but I just jumped. I literally jumped straight up in the air. I kicked my feet up, and that thing went right to behind my left calf. Right behind it. And when I saw it, I kind of like had to like jump kind of weird and land weird, and it plopped right where I was standing. Like that's how close it was. And then it wanted to stay. Damn, and that thing chased us. Like it coiled up and we backed off, and it kept coming at us down the trail.
Wow.
He would not leave us.
It didn't split you guys up, right? Like
it did. No, it did actually, because in the story that I left out that we had my roommate in college, he was behind me. So when it all happened, he stopped, and because we were one after another. Kelly got in. It was me and Kelly, and then my roommate behind him. And so we tried to, I was done. I was like, not hiking again. Like, I'm not taking another step because I know this snake is here and we got to come back. I'm done. Like, I was over it. And we had just started. I think Kelly was a little disappointed. I was like, you're not getting me to take another step today. It ain't happening. And we tried, like,
I'd probably be right there with you.
Yeah, I tried to get the snake out and it would not leave. It just kept coming at us. Me and Kelly had to keep backing up. So finally, I know they were probably in national park. They didn't want it. Like, I had to try to bash its head in with a rock, and I bashed it and it just pissed it off and curled up more, and it would not move. It would not move and just stayed curled up in that corner. So finally, I was like, fuck it. So I took I had an actual walking like stick, and I stuck it in the ground like between me and him. But I know I hurt him at least. I hit him good with a big ass rock, and so I stuck it there, and he just kind of like this, looking at me, and we walked around the stick and around him and just kept stick between us, hoping that he would pay more attention to the stick, moving around in front of him. And he did. He let us go by. But that was definitely nothing to play with. But I wish I had the picture. If I can find it, we'll put it on here. So
very interesting story.
That was a good story about the snake. I have to say one thing about going into the funniest piece of it to me was when you got your gun and you were coming around the corner and you were walking through there. Dude, I thought you were a sled for a second. You were clean. You looked like you were about to clear out a building, man. You were so ready. Like, I mean, it was the most intense. Like,
I thought I was ready until I started to pull the trigger.
And so don't worry. I've been there. I've definitely dropped a clip before. Like I told you, I dropped a clip in front of my dad, like right in front of a copperhead. I was like, oh boy, that's not good. So at least you have
I'm looking for the next time to redeem myself.
I hope you find it. And I hope you find it.
I'll let you find it and I'll try to take care of it.
Yeah, I don't want to see it, man. I don't want to see it. So
anyway. I hope we don't find one tomorrow. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I hope so.
I would say I'm not looking for one.
We still ain't gone in that tiptoe yet. We could have probably walked up it, but I didn't really think we were gonna be hunting up there. But tomorrow, but it's gonna happen.
Or maybe. I talked to my dad. He said he probably wasn't going. So you may not have to go in the snake-infested woods after all. So that was I think that's the gist of the farm. I mean, we did some work, definitely did work, but none of that super, super fun or great. Got some peach trees, maintained some.
Oh, we did
some grass around it. Oh yeah, we did stay the night. Kind of crashed there. We were gonna sleep outside. Didn't ultimately do that because it was a little too hot.
Really hot.
Very hot. It was like the low was like 90 or something.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Like we brought golf clubs, we brought disc golf, we brought all this stuff. Like
all the stuff all these activities and no, it just didn't happen.
No, I mean, it's way too hot.
Yeah.
None of that. We all jumped in the shower and just walking around in our boxers afterwards. God, it's hot.
Yeah, no, it was miserable. So
sure was.
Well, I don't know, Jeff. I think the next fitting start is really to talk about our guests. Let's go into our guests. Stephen, we have a bunch of questions that Jeff and I came up with. I know we gave you a few of them a heads up so you could think about. I'm sure we're going to ask you more about them than what you see that we gave you.
Bring it on.
Can you tell us just a little bit about yourself? We're going to start off slow to get you to know you. But can you tell us what your favorite outdoor activity is? What is it? It could be sports related, kind of hunting, fishing.
So it would definitely probably be sports related and definitely baseball. Baseball is a sport I've played my whole life. It's a game I've loved my whole life. I still play it to this day in men's leagues. But yeah, so that's probably my favorite outdoors thing to do is play baseball.
Nice. What position do you play?
Typically second base and shortstop, depending on what we got on the team, but mostly middle infield. Played second base my whole life. Played that all the way from the T-ball to high school, and even now in men's league. I played a lot more short in men's league as I've gotten older, just because we'd either needed it, guys not show up, so then I got to move over there. It's fun though. I enjoyed it. I didn't play much short growing up, so playing it as I got older has been a lot of fun because it's always fun to kind of learn a new position and all the ins and outs of it. And shortstop's really a big component of the defensive side of baseball, and it's a fun little game to play.
That's the adventurous Steven.
What's that?
Because that's the adventurous side of Steven.
No, I do like doing some, hunting and fishing and stuff. But my favorite activity outdoors is definitely baseball.
Yeah, I was just speaking for like learning new things and all that stuff. That's your adventurous side. You like to do it, obviously. So,
all right, this is the final question on that. The Tailblazers have a concession stand. You're at the baseball game. We only have two products. The products are sunflower seeds or that little tobacco-looking bubble gum. What are you getting? And it's 50 cents.
The Big Chew bubble gum?
Yeah.
You're getting Big Chew.
You getting Big Chew every time?
All day,
Big Chew every time.
All right.
All day.
Well, thank you
Personally, me, I'm not a big a fan of sunflower seeds as most baseball players. I'm typically a gum guy. I like the gum.
I kind of felt like that is relatable. I kind of would eat sunflower seeds more because other people had them, but I didn't really care. Gum was probably more something I was interested in as well.
Yeah, I never have them myself. So if I do have sunflower seeds, it's just because somebody else had them and they offer them. And
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's good. It cuts up the inside of your lip and everything, and or the inside of your mouth, and give me some Big League Chew bubble gum. Give me the grape. I'm good. Oh, yeah. You need a whole pack though, because it's only good for like 5 minutes, and you got to get a new one.
Yeah. So, yeah, that is true, man. I don't know how they should be in business for the rest of their life. They have such a good marketing scheme, just have no flavor, and they'll have to buy it again over and over and over.
Yeah, exactly. You got to buy 6 packs of them for one baseball game.
And that really big guy on the picture, the logo, man, that's selling it for me because I want to be like him when I grow up.
Absolutely.
Bubble gum. I get it. It's like those vodka commercials that show private jets and
you don't want to eat it. You don't want to swallow it. You don't want to eat it.
Maybe that's what you're doing wrong.
Back, you don't want to swallow it either.
Yeah.
I have so many things I can say there, but I'm not.
Yeah. We know.
The next question. Would you rather? I can't be the only person that was thinking that. Would you rather hunt or fish? Let some other people listen, and they may think it as well. Would you rather hunt or fish, and why?
That's a tough one because I thoroughly enjoy both.
Okay, let me make it easier. Multiple choice. Would you rather A, hunt, or B, fish?
Great way to mix it up. Really changes the dynamic.
Yeah, get you to sleep.
Just wet the whistle here. Tough. Well, so just for this one aspect alone, I think with fishing, you can be a little bit noisier. You can have some music going, cracking jokes. Just for that aspect alone, I would think I've enjoyed a lot of our time like fishing. Whenever you lived down here, and we would go to the fish at the pond and everything. Just for that aspect alone, because deer hunting, you got to be really quiet, and obviously we kind of cut jokes every now and then and probably scare some deer off. But I think just the ability to be a little bit louder, play some music. I think I'd probably say fishing, just for that one aspect. But that's a really tough one to answer, though, because like I said, I really enjoy both.
I think I agree with you on that as well. I think that's what I said. Didn't you kind of say something similar? I think it's exact. I think you hit exactly how we feel about it.
Yeah, I said
it's nice. It is nice to be able to play some music. What kind of music would you listen to?
Oh man, it depends on where we're fishing. If it's like a pond or freshwater pond or something, you typically got to go with the Eminem, because it seems that Eminem radio really just draws the fish up. He just speaks aquatic lyrics, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Aquatic lyrics. Yeah, that's what he is.
Yeah.
He's an aquatic lyricist.
So
Does it
I
help
mean, you know,
catch the fish?
does it help catching the fish?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it like brings them right to you, man. All you do is just toss the line out. It's in there for 2 seconds, and you got a fish. I mean, it's like they're trying to get on the boat.
I mean, they're just like
some jams for a second.
The moment you want it, and they're just biting the thing, just reeling it in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like
he's only got one opportunity, one shot.
He's got one shot. It's like worm vomit on my scales. You know, like it ain't there. He knows. He's going. Yeah, that's a good one. You know, it's interesting you say that. I think pond fishing, 100% imminent. If I'm when we were doing some trout and spot tail, I gotta say though, as much as I like Eminem, listening to that kind of that genre, there's something about like kind of classic rock that seems also nice. It fits well being in a boat and water, especially in inlets and Charleston and everything. That's really nice. But I mean, it can.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
On the lake as well. Sometimes country overdoes it for me there, but I don't know. Jeff would do screams.
I like the mix. Not all the time, but I mean,
double bass for days.
Yeah. then sometimes I hit that keg in there. You know, that's always a good time.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably get in trouble because that was really loud and probably woke the baby, but I had to do it for the podcast.
Oh,
way to go! If you could be a piece of camping equipment, what would you be and why? What piece of camping equipment would most would represent your personality, who you are?
Personality.
And why would it?
I have to say this is probably one of the better questions that I've seen, because we asked questions before, but this question, I like this. This is the unique question. So
Jeff, do you have an answer to this that you want to answer?
I have an answer. I didn't even think about an answer for it because I didn't put it on the spot. But this is all for Steven. Remember, Steven's our guest.
Okay. Well, if you think of something after Steven, you got some time, I'd like to hear it because I'll be pondering it as well. So you get to be a lot of stuff being camping equipment. You know, what would you bring camping and what would you be? What is your personality? What are you in the camping equipment world?
God, I don't know if I would be this, but it's definitely probably my favorite piece of equipment.
Okay, but you're gonna have to explain why you would be this.
I got it. Yeah. Okay. I got you. The machete.
Okay. Yeah. He does like
the machete clears the way. You know, if you're walking through the woods, you know, walk through a path or something, take down the branches that are in the way. You know, sometimes you're just sitting there, even though it's machete, that thing might as well be Excalibur. You know, it might as well be, you know, the mighty sword of Troy or whatever. I don't know. You know, you just sit there slashing branches and everything.
Yeah,
I think that's probably a piss poor explanation, but
no,
it's probably like my funnest thing because I can't think of another equipment that like embodies me. Like I mean, what would I say? Like
I agree with you because I've seen him in machete action, man. And I gotta say, getting a machete and just go fa, it is a lot of fun. It is.
Yeah, it is.
Steven's energy right there for sure.
It is.
I actually think it's a very good answer from what I know of Steven, and I don't know him a lot.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like it.
So Jeff, I'll give you some more time to think. If I could be a piece of camping equipment, I just came up with it because I didn't know I was gonna be put on the spot. So I think it's a good one. I would be a flint and a striker because I'm the flame that lights the night.
Flame that lights the night. Okay.
I like friction, and I'm the flame. I'm the flame that lights the night.
Got a slogan too. I like it.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I still couldn't even think of one, but I don't know. We'll come back to it.
Okay. Are you gonna get it to us by the end of the show?
I hope so.
Okay. I hope so.
Put it in the footnotes down the bottom.
Yeah, I only had the same amount of time.
Put it in the video.
We'll just edit that in.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Because I really don't have one, but I want it to be good.
Well, hold on, Jeff.
I don't want to name a random one out there.
I would be, and then that way that gives the editor the cue to put it in the bottom there at that time.
Yeah, we're good.
Just in case you want to remind yourself.
I just want to give myself a credit thinking of that in the time that Steven spoke, because I had not planned to answer that question. But there you go.
Now, I will say that the flint and the fire strike is probably the most important thing.
I think a lot of them can be important.
Again?
Besides that, because
Well, that's true. Because if you don't have something to cut the wood, you can't light the fire.
Let's say, all right. Let's say I'm a water bladder. You have to have hydration to stay alive.
Yeah.
So you're gonna find it somewhere along
the fact that you went with water bladder instead of just like a water bottle.
Well,
or
water pack. Every time I drink, I'm the one that's
thermos
anyway. So it makes more filling to where I'm that. Makes more fitting that I'm that.
You said filling. What did you say? Filling.
It's more filling. You've been putting some of this in your backpack.
The water pack does work on a trip that me and him did for 28.3 miles. I sucked out of his water bladder quite a bit. Right in the woods in front of everybody, just sucking on his water bladder. He's like, give it to me, and I'd suck on his water bladder. And I
helped him out so much for that.
He did. I was nervous at first, but he's like, it's fine, go ahead. And I was like, okay.
Nice and cold.
He was like Aquaman to me at the time. He was just full of water and just had what I needed, Everything was straight about it. It was fine.
See, and that's what makes it even more fitting than I'm a water bladder.
Yeah. You saved that probably hike for me, because it was hard to do it without water.
Yeah, and all you had was a 40-ounce bottle.
Yeah, I had to buy the last.
I don't remember the one you bought at the store.
Yeah, just because I wanted to.
On the way there.
Yeah, it was awful. It's a bad time to realize you're going to hike 28.3 miles, and then 2:00 in the morning you realize you have forgot your water.
That's for sure.
You can't really do anything about it.
That is for sure.
I mean, we haven't even talked about that hike yet, but it was a challenge nonetheless.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, Steven. I mean, I think a machete. I think that's a good one. I think that fits you. 100%.
I bet you we'd all survive together if we were those items.
The machete, the flint and fire starter, and then the water pack. Yeah.
Because on all those, you can make something out of something. You can hunt, you fish, you can do whatever, and you'd be able to survive.
Yeah.
Because you had a heat source.
We could do it.
Utility, and then you got something to carry water.
So if we ever do another show, we gotta have somebody draw a little special logo for us. For Steven, we'll have a water bladder next to a piece of flint next to a machete, and it just be like the 3 logos, and we just post them up at the bottom. It's the 3 Camping Amigos.
I like it.
I think it'd be good. I don't know why we didn't do that already.
We just thought about it.
Oh no, I know, right? Yeah, we can only.
What do you mean? It's already there.
It's there.
It's already there. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Thank it is.
He's calling it already.
Yeah.
I got 2 days to work on it.
You got your work cut in for you, Jeff.
Well, Steven, you're the best artist here, so we're expecting a machete, a bladder, and a flint head.
I don't even know what a bladder looks like.
That looks just make it look like an IV bag. All right. We've done a few things together, but there's probably some times in a life as you've been growing up that I haven't experienced with you, and assuming Jeff hasn't been there either. What is the funniest thing?
Well, I thought we were going to do a break after that question. Remember?
It's interesting it's just interesting that I've been wanting to break the whole time, and you've just decided now that it's the time. You're 100% on board now. It's like the ferry's already left, and I'm on the dock again. But I was wanting to get on the ferry the whole time. Well, yeah, let's
got to make it entertaining for our folks, man. We got to keep them on a high note and to come back after the break.
No,
so
I agree. Bring the ferry
now
back.
Now they want to know what his favorite childhood activity was, or whatever you asked them.
Okay, I'll read the question.
Or whatever you asked them.
That'll give him some time to think. What is the funniest thing that's ever happened to you in the outdoors? Don't answer the question yet. We're about to get on the break ferry. And
we're gonna pause that.
So that's gonna not be with us. It's just anything that's in your lifetime. You're like, dang, that's a funny experience. But I did it.
So this break has been brought to you by the All About Nothing podcast. You can find them at the allaboutnothing.com. You can find them on Facebook at allaboutnothing-us. You can find them on Twitter at AAN _POD. It is a great podcast. They talk about all about nothing. We've been there. We've done it. It was awesome. And by the way, good luck to Barrett as he has surgery this week.
I knew I messed up last time, but I am super excited to be able to drink another beer. So this time we're going to go a little bit darker, huh?
Yeah, man. Sure.
A little bit darker. And I'm going to let you show it because I can't show it. Here it is. So,
double cold brew.
It's a double cold brew imperial coffee stout. Let me tell you something. If you don't know anything about me, I don't like olives, but I do like coffee, and I do also like coffee in my beer. Those are interesting things about me. I don't like to tell everybody. We lost Steven. Steven's gone.
I'm getting a call. I don't know who it is. I'm just declining.
Hey, answer them.
Could have had a prank call on you. I don't know. Brew though.
I don't know if it'll work.
Yeah. So anyway,
Anyway, so I've had a couple of these that I really like. Some of them, sometimes they overdo it, sometimes they don't. This also is in the batch that you brought us back from Florida as well. We're just now catching up to that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I decided to go with 2 so we can kind of get these out of the way and do some other things. But anyways, this is called Alcatraz Brewing. It's a double cold brew imperial coffee out with 8.8% alcohol, and it says "Why Escape?"
Oh, it's heavy.
That's pretty strong, yeah.
Why Escape? Our double cold brew is dark with a pronounced head and a long, lingering finish. The beer is not sweet, nor is it dry.
I've seen this in a description before. It was a video.
It strikes a complex balance in between. The coffee flavor takes the lead in this beer. Wait.
There's lead in the beer?
No.
And it's from California. The coffee flavor takes the lead in this beer instead of supporting role like other imperial coffee stouts. Visit us at www.alcatraz.beer to learn more. So anyway, double cold brew.
All right. So first, are you gonna be joining us with another beer, Steven?
I've got the same kind of beer I had before.
I'm gonna smell this a couple times.
Did you already pour it?
Yeah, I told you I was ready to drink another beer. I'm gonna wait for you to sip. But while you're sipping, let me show you some pictures. There's some pictures that me and Steven used to have. If you want to see the most badass picture ever, you can see that this honestly should be your Tinder profile picture. That's me. That's me. That's Steven. And this is
a great face I'm making. Yeah.
I mean,
very friendly shark.
Listen, a lot of people have their dogs in their pictures. We got our pet shark, dude. Fred.
Pet sharks, yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's one picture I thought was very interesting. Here's a little, not only we are very popular, but we don't mind getting a little kiss from nature and some fish kisses. Check out that little fish kissing him. Everything's backwards. I'm learning still, right? The little fish, and check out that fish in the background. It is just can't get off of me. A little fish kiss from me and Steven.
They pucker fishes?
Yeah, we were pucker fishing them. And just one day we were doing a little fishing with my dad, throwing my dad up in this. A little bit of a shark titty twister that they were doing to me. I don't know why that's what they thought was the most uncomfortable picture, because I don't like people touching my titties like that. And much less a shark.
Exactly why we did it.
And it took a bit. My dad, did you? Like, like I was just being unreasonable. I love you, Dad. And finally, but not last, but we do have to mess up, and we do have bloopers. So here's the fish slapping me in the face at the time I took the picture. And that's a little rendezvous of me and Steven, some adventures that we used to have in Charleston. Done a lot of crazy things together, had a lot of fun down there. I do quite thoroughly miss it. I'm gonna sip on this beer and allow Steven to tell us what is one of the funniest things that's ever happened to you in the outdoors. It can be with us, or it can also, let me get back on the tractor, be without us. Whatever you want to do. You lead the way.
The funniest time I've had in the outdoors, it definitely involves both of y'all. It was actually recently, we were at a lake in North Carolina, and we each paid $100. Was it 120 or 100 a piece? Something like that for a fishing guide.
I thought it was around
there. I think it was like 100, and then 20 was like tip or something we did or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what it was. So yeah, $100 for the fishing guide, I guess for the fishing guide. Yeah. So we go out.
Fishing guide.
But fishing guide. Hey, what lake were we at?
Ah, crap. Like
I'll tell you.
Jocahassee or something like that.
Lake Nantahala in North Carolina. It's a mountain lake.
Yes.
Right,
Nantahala. And so we go out on this guy. His guy rolls up in a little Sea Pro or Key West or something like that. Not too big, only maybe like a 15, 16-foot boat, maybe.
Yeah.
And we had 4 of us getting on, and I don't think there was 4 seats on the boat. I think we were sitting like on the ground in the boat or something, or Kelly was at least.
Step ledge or whatever that someone sitting on.
Yeah. And so we're this whole fishing tour guide goes on for 5 hours or so. The whole time we're going, we must have gone to a ton of spots, at least a half dozen spots.
We went the whole lake.
The whole lake, not catching a dadgum thing.
Not even a bite.
Not even a nibble. And
we're the whole time.
Every spot that we're at, this guy is like, "Yep, got one here, right here, this spot, about this big." The thing was beauty. Oh, when was that? Is that like this week or recent? 4 years ago. Okay. So every spot we went to, it seemed like he had really good luck in that spot. Just only about 4 or 5 years ago. So needless to say, the whole day was basically just filled with him telling us how good of a spot that was 4 years ago, and we never really caught any fish. I think Aaron caught 1 fish once we started going up close to shore, and I mean, it was, what was it, a little
birch?
A birch, yeah. So yeah, the whole time he's just sitting there telling us about how good of a spot it was, and he's like, "Oh, it was good 4 years ago. I'll tell you what, that one day 4 years ago, we caught so many fish. But so we had no fish, but we knew how good it was 4 years ago. And I just remember that was pretty funny. We were kind of really hoping to catch a lot of fish that day, and it just didn't work out. We should have been there 4 years ago. Yeah. That's all I can say.
It was, first of all, I've done a few fishing trips, chartered trips. That by far was the worst charter trip I ever had. And it wasn't because of the dude. The dude was fine. It was because I was so absolutely hungover, and my wife was puking off the side of this boat. And we're like, and
yeah, I left that out.
You're gonna say that, but all right.
Yeah, I didn't want to throw her under the bus like that, but since you did, then we'll go with it. I mean, the guy must have said like 6 times, like, she's turned 6 different shades of green.
Well, give it to her though. She was being a trooper, man. We were getting her money.
She really was.
I was stupid and brought in shorts, and it happened to be freezing cold. It was kind of wet out there. It was like misty-ish rain. It was absolutely miserable. The dude, I'm sitting in the corner, dude spitting tobacco out every corner. They're not quite making it off the side. It's like all over his boat. And then to make it worse, you're like, "Yeah, man, we caught caught big fish." You're like, "Oh, nice." So yeah, about 4 years ago, you should have been here. We're here now, What are we gonna do? And I have to say, as we got into it, because I think Like we went through every inch of that lake. If anything,
And I mean, we're just sitting there looking at each other like, are we gonna catch a fish or
yeah.
does this guy really like this? Like, just a part of me is just like, this is just some random dude who answered an ad on Facebook. He just has a boat. He doesn't know where to fish, but he's got a boat and a few poles. He just makes a quick $400.
I'm the one that
just taking you on a boat ride.
I was unsure what was going to happen, and when that whole communication was a little spotty at best, and then there was a part to me that, because I think he was disappointed that we didn't cut. Like, I felt like he thought we were determined, and he like did the extra mile. I think he could have let us go like earlier, and like he didn't. Kept trying to get us a fish.
Yeah.
And there was a moment in my mind where I thought like this became a like in order for us to catch a fish, that was the only way as captives we were going to be released. That's what was going on. I was like, we got to catch one fish or we're never going to go home. And then when I finally caught this little perch, it wasn't even a time to celebrate. It was like, finally, I can give this guy some peace that he can go home and he's done a good job, you know, because I don't care anymore. Like, I was over. And he's like, oh, I'll keep going. I'm like, I almost don't care, you know, like I was so over it. I should. There was a lot of alcohol the night before, and we weren't catching anything, you know. And
it was definitely a rough morning.
It was a rough
definitely.
Morning. Would I do it again? Absolutely.
We were trying to get the Chinook salmon because that's the only lake on the East Coast that has it, supposedly.
It's all right. We can go back in 3 years, and then we should be all right.
Yeah. When he says like next year, so I follow him on Facebook. Him and I became friends. Whatever. I have no clue. And I don't know. And he posts stuff.
It's probably a good idea. It's good contact to have.
I think so. It's funny because he posts like pictures of these people that he's still taking out chartering, and it's always like just one singular fish. Like the one time I caught one singular fish, and I just assume like everybody that like they're all smiling and happy. Like, look at this 3-pound smallmouth this person caught, and I'm like, you know, they seem happy, but I bet they're all happy because they're like, finally we get to go home. You know, like. We're going
finally got when he could take us away.
Yeah, like we'll be out. It's like the boat trip that never ends, you know, just like we'll fish until we catch one, you know, and I think they're all excited for that. I never ever see like a boat full of fish. It's always just a single fish. It's always one single random species of fish, and it's mostly smallmouth or perch. That's literally it. And then the other day, it was funny. I think I even sent a screenshot of it, but he sent a picture that was just like one of those salmon. And he's like, 4 years ago, that was a great time. It's like, yeah, I've been there before.
I heard that.
It was 2014.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, which is way more
than 4 years. Shared memory.
Yeah, but he said something that somebody posted a comment under him, and I looked under it, and they said something like, DNR guy said next year the 3-year-olds should be biting. So I don't know what that means.
We got to go back.
I'm sure we'll go back to the lake. I
would like to go back. I'd go back there. Kelly wanted to go back there.
Absolutely.
Actually. She's like because it's kind of peaceful.
Yeah,
I like that house too.
That was a nice house. That really was.
Yeah,
it really was a nice house.
I like the walkway down to the river. I mean, down to the lake, not the river, but the walkway down to it. That was so much easier than stairs.
Yeah, it was still.
Well, I mean, they did it right because it was a very steep hill. I mean, if it's that steep, you got to do it. I mean, it's a long walk, but you got to do it like that. Otherwise, I mean, you're going down.
They had Jeff had the house. We went with him. The first time we ever went there, I went there. I don't know if he'd been before, but it was straight up and down, man. It was pretty brutal.
Stairs all the way.
That's why something like that is night or day.
And their dock, the dock was a lot nicer too.
Dock was nice.
A lot more nicer aspect of it.
It was a really good spot for like swimming and stuff. Well, I know I didn't really get in the water that much because it was kind of cold, but I don't do cold water very well. But little cove and a spot to swim. They had that big old foam thing that you could chill on.
They had a bunch
Big,
of kayaks
had a big dock. I
paddleboard.
mean, you could fish off one side of the dock and then hang out on the other.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would say I'd go back to that.
For sure. For
Sign me
sure.
Definitely.
up.
So before we digress too far, Aaron, how you like this beer?
It's good. Actually, this beer is got a lot of coffee power to it. I don't want to say I don't want to use the word overpowering, but it's much more overpowering coffee flavor than a lot of the other coffee beers I've had.
Yeah.
I like it. If you like coffee, this is a good beer. I actually
Yeah.
don't. I actually almost feel like I'm not drinking a beer. It's almost to me more of a strong cold brew, like one on ice or something like that. So
Yeah.
I mean, it feels good. The coffee's definitely blending the alcohol. What about yourself, sir? What do you feel?
Yeah. I think it's about. I would have to say about the same as you do. It has a nice coffee aroma to it as well.
Oh, sorry.
It is definitely a stout. Also, it's heavily bodied, and stouts are usually more coffee flavored as well. So
It's wet. It's very wet. It's wet.
Yeah, feeling on the tongue game. Come on. So and then but I enjoy it. I mean, I'm halfway through, so I'm really enjoying it. I've enjoyed it.
These two beers are not comparable as far as what kinds of beer they are, but both of those
I
really
would
good.
definitely go in the route of pale ale first over the coffee. I would never go the coffee over first and then go pale ale afterwards, because this one just overwhelms your taste buds.
Yeah, I don't know. I could drink a lot of them because it's pretty heavy. But.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely. I think this is like a finishing beer. At the end, like a nightcap kind of beer.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be my favorite. I'm not a big coffee drinker.
No, you probably wouldn't like it. Yeah, I don't know if they make a hot chocolate beer, but you would be all over.
I'd be all over that one.
Why haven't they?
We had that hot chocolate one, remember?
It doesn't taste anything like
Mexican
chocolate.
hot
I don't
chocolate.
think.
It was a little bit spicy. It was a Mexican hot chocolate brown ale.
All right, I'm going to try this. Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm going to do what you did already. Ladies and gentlemen, our double cold brew is dark with a pronounced head and a long, lingering finish. This beer is not sweet, nor is it dry. It strikes a complex balance in between. The coffee flavor takes the lead in this beer instead of a supporting role, like other Imperial coffee stouts. Visit us at www.alcatraz.per to learn more. Thank you. I just wanted to see if I could do it better.
All right, I guess we'll have to let our fans
do a better announcing voice.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to let our fans duke it out on that one.
Yeah.
Tell us what their thoughts are.
Who's the better announcer?
Who's the better announcer?
I probably went too fast.
Is it Aaron or is it Jeff? We don't know, but they will decide.
Did it sound good in your head? But I think I went too fast. I should have slowed down. Those announcers, man, they're so good. They're so slow. I'm not sensual enough.
I don't believe it.
No, what?
You can work on your reading spelling though. I mean,
yeah, reading spelling. I went to an S to a Z.
Good.
Yeah, I think it's got to be more like our double cold brew is dark with a pronounced head and a long, lingering finish.
I don't know if that's the route that it gives off. I don't know.
Well, if I was reading it for their
a little bit of a head up there.
But let's a little head. Our double cold brew is dark with a pronounced head and a long, lingering finish. That was the pause that they put in there. I think it. Yeah, if this could be this could definitely be a porno. Check out our double cold brew. It's dark with a pronounced head and a long, lingering finish.
I think that one was the best so far, though.
Definitely. Clip it. It's a sound bite. You should just have that, be able to play it whenever you want on your podcast.
We're gonna put that on the end credits.
Just clip it.
I need a button so we can repeat that because we're gonna need that later. Anyway, Jeff, I'm done talking, man. Ask this man some questions.
You're done talking. I think there was
Done.
still one more on your sheet, but I want to ask him mine before we go into that last one on your sheet. So,
I'm done. That B and E went together.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. So, Steven, what fears you most about the outdoors?
It's gotta be in like murky water or swamp water, and where you're standing in it and it's like either anywhere between knee and waist high and you can't see where your feet are. I think that's probably the biggest fear when I'm in the outdoors. Like, so for instance, I took Aaron to a rope swing one time, and to get to it, you kind of have to walk through some little shallow water and then start walking up some tree trunks that are kind of in the ground. We didn't make it to the tree swing because Aaron spotted out a snake right away, about 5 to 10 feet away from us, and so we just backtracked. But
that was another one of those. It was like, yep, done. Not gonna do the rope swing again.
Nope, we're done. Just done. Just cut it. But then also, if we're ever hunting or walking through a swamp or something, you can't. If it's like super early in the morning, you can't see where you're walking. You can't. You might trip over a branch that's underneath the water that you don't see, and not know if it's an animal or a huge crocodile or something just chilling under the water.
When did you go to Australia?
I mean, there's alligator. Okay, alligator, whatever.
I was like, holy smokes.
Sorry, I forgot which one of those species is very common here, but the alligator. There's plenty of them around in the swamplands, and if you're walking through them, I don't know. There's something about that just makes me uneasy when I can't see the ground underneath the water.
When you can't see the dinosaur lurking underneath you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or snakes, or anything like up against some brush, or like the edges of water, probably the most. Yeah, definitely for sure. That's got to be it.
Those are your moments.
The black water, and we're talking at the same time. Go ahead.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. I heard things.
Those are those buds talking to you.
And that's probably the beers. It's probably this 8% coffee you got me. It's like waking me up and trying to knock me out at the same time. Damn, this thing said it should be long head, double punch. Double penetrate your senses.
Cheers.
Yeah, I hear you, Steven. I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Whatever.
Yeah, that's where I went along with the other thing I said. So, speaking of alligators, I heard about the crocodile thing at Steven Ring. I don't know if this is true, but I heard that there could be like crocodiles in like the Everglades a little bit. Like somebody like threw some in there. I don't know. It's probably from some crazy thing, but maybe could. That's all we really need, is just another kind of reptile that has teeth like that.
Another dinosaur in our area.
Yeah, but I thought it'd be really cool if we had a little John boat, a 6-pack of beer each, and we could go down there to the Everglades and kill some anacondas, because they have competition where you kill anaconda, you get like $100. I was like, man, I feel like we could just we'd probably do well.
It's only $100. It's only $100.
I mean, just
worth
for killing
the trip.
I thought it was the pythons, not anacondas.
Is it?
But the pythons are getting the size, like getting really huge. So
the pythons are getting the size of anacondas.
It was like basically you're correcting me on the actual name of the animal. Like I corrected Steven on that. Alligator correct. Okay, yeah, python.
Yeah,
but boom. I mean, like we could totally catch this thing and like beat him in the head and shoot him with a gun.
Yeah,
they're like what, 20 feet long, right?
I don't know if the pythons get that long typically. There are some that would get that long, but I think typically they're around 15. I would think 10 to 15, the average ones you're gonna see.
That's fine.
mean, it's still a big snake.
No worries.
Yeah, it's a huge snake.
Just eat a small baby. That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they're not from the areas down there, so they get into the swampland, and then you got old lady's got her little Shih Tzu out in the backyard, and the Shih Tzu's gone after you let them out.
The old lady was in this story. I thought the old lady was going to disappear.
No.
But in your story,
it's the little Shih Tzu
disappeared.
dog. It's the little Shih Tzu dog, you know.
And everybody clapped because nobody wanted the Shih Tzu because it barked at everybody that went outside. And everybody knows.
Hey, I will say this: the Shih Tzu. I don't hate on the Shih Tzus. My grandma had a Shih Tzu, and it was a pretty cool dog. It didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it really didn't yap as much as you would think. Like I think it's really a reflection on the owner of whether or not that's an annoying dog or not.
So you say your grandma's a really good dog owner.
Yeah, I mean, she fed that damn thing better. She fed the thing better than she fed me. I mean, she's like cooking chicken and rice, and like, oh, is that what's for dinner? We're having chicken and rice for dinner. She's like, oh no, that's for Panda. Like, damn, the dog gets to eat chicken and rice. Panda. She's like, what? She's like, what do you want? We can make you a spam sandwich or something.
First of all, spam's good. Do not have spam. Second of all, I was also laughing at the name Panda. Like.
So it looked like a panda. It had black and white, kind of. I mean, I guess she could have named it a cow. I mean, you know, because it kind of had the white and black all around it.
What? You know, that is interesting. It is interesting that an animal, if you're going to name something, like I don't think, like it's not. I'm choking on my own spit. It's so weird, our biology, like how
I did that earlier today, man. I said the same freaking thing you're about to say.
It's like, why would we design ourselves in such a way that we could kill ourselves by just swallowing our own spit? I mean, I don't know who's died of swallowing spit, but I can tell you that sometimes drinking water, which is a necessity, or eating a hot dog, for example, can kill you. Why would we put the windpipe and the digestible pipe all in the same part? Like, it's like it's just jamming all this bunch of shit in one spot, and something about to damn get clogged up, man. It's like the stupidest thing, man. We got rid of our tails, got a tailbone, we went upright, we just like, oh fuck it, let's just put everything important all like right here. Try to breathe, eat, drink your water, drink your coffee, beer, choke on your hot dog. It's stupid.
One-stop shop.
And if you believe in aliens, they totally messed up that gene splice. There's a whole theory about that.
Damn it, aliens. I'd love to get into that one day.
Yeah, I love a good alien story. I mean, honestly, who doesn't? I know that has nothing to do with outdoors, but if I had one,
technically it is.
Yeah, it's outside. They're flying.
I like to think of my aliens getting me in from my bed and sucking me up, and I'm like Daisy and confused. I'm coming out of anesthesia kind of feeling. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Everything feels so good. Hit me in my foot. I can't feel it. Oh my God, it's so funny. And then they get there and, they stare at me and they're measuring me with different tools, but they're measuring me. I can tell they're measuring me. And they tell me I'm really smart. So they measure my brain stuff. And I think that I recognize that they're telling me that just to get me caught. You know what I mean? Like they're telling me they're building me up purely just to let me tell them my secrets of human nature. Like we choke on hot dogs, and that there's people have the thing called a Heimlich maneuver because we can't eat properly. Like most, probably aliens don't die like that. We do. And so they're just like, you're so smart. And they say, you're so strong. And I'm telling them how much I lift and work out. And it's not a love story. It's not. They do things that are inappropriate, but that's part of alienism. And I go back to my bed because I can put me back in my bed because I don't want to be in.
That's kind of nice. They'll put you back there. I mean,
I don't want to be in the desert.
They found you
because I in this dream or reality, I have been interacting with them, and I have respected their presence of the grays. Let's go with the grays. I mean, because nobody can stand a lizard person. A gray alien, which I would respect the most. They came here. We had a very good social interaction. They did some tests. They did some inappropriate things. We moved on. I got back in my bed. I told my wife I loved her, and we woke up next day. That's what happened. That's how I see it happening. There's beers.
Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting.
Aliens. Jeff,
Aliens.
I hate to let you know all those things, but
I never
that's-
questioned my friendship with you, Aaron. Never.
no, but now you know. Now you know.
That was good, man. I like this deal. All right, that's pretty good.
I told you we'd get off track.
You said you were done talking a while ago, so I'm done.
Yeah, that's right. I'm done. Don't talk about aliens. I'm done.
You can't mention aliens and expect him not to go off on
I
a
didn't mention
tangent.
aliens. He mentioned aliens.
Well, I mean, you can't give him the opportunity to mention aliens. Jeff, come on.
don't know what's
steer,
coming out of his
steer,
soul.
the, steer the conversation.
I'm muting myself. All right, go ahead.
Thought you muted yourself.
So anyway, yeah. So anyways, I ended Aaron's questionings when I did that with him with a quote. And I'm going to read you a quote. And this quote is by Henry David Thoreau.
Okay.
Could it be Theodore?
Huh? It's
No,
not
it's Thoreau.
It's Thoreau.
Thoreau is his last name.
Yeah. It's Thoreau, but they pronounce it Thoreau, something like that. So, anyways, it's many men go fishing all their lives without knowing that it is not fish they are after. How does that speak to you?
Many men go fishing in their lives to realize what?
Many men go fishing all of their lives without knowing that it is not fish they are after.
Yeah. They're after the Eminem music, apparently. Obviously. Yeah.
So I think it speaks to you, the lyrics.
Yeah, well, or more of just an aspect of enjoying the time.
I think now
So,
we're
you know,
diving.
I think we're diving a little bit deeper. I feel that's what I would go with. Yeah, tell me about it.
Oh, we want to go deeper?
Oh, we want to go real deep. I talked
would've
about a
definitely
freaking
done
alien.
bit
I made up an
further now.
alien story.
So,
Come on.
Steven, you got to beat the alien story. Come on.
I don't know how I can beat that about
Let me
talking
cut the
about
damn alien
going
story out of it.
fishing. No, but I mean, I think it means like you're more going for the experience. Like obviously you want to catch fish, but you know, I think a day out on the water or a day trying to fish is, you know, a better day than, you know, at work or whatever the case may be. So, you know, to me that's what that's saying. It's saying, you know, everybody wants to go fish, but it's not always just about catching the fish. Sometimes it's about the experience, people you're with, what you're doing, the conversations you have, the memories you make, things like that.
I got you.
That's what I get out of it.
Sounds pretty good.
I agree. What was the author's name? I swear it sounded and the reason I said Theodore is because it sounded familiar, and I thought for a second I actually knew it, but I don't. What was the dude's name?
Henry David Thoreau.
You definitely know the name. But because you definitely probably heard it, and I would think you would have heard it in schooling or something.
How long ago was schooling?
Oh, yeah.
For you, I mean,
and this was probably like English class, and then I didn't.
Like literature or something.
I never when I read this quote and saw this guy's name, I was like, I don't know who he is, but then I looked.
I've definitely heard the name. I've definitely heard the name. He's an author or something.
He was, yeah.
It did sound somewhat familiar, but
I recognize the name. I mean, I just don't know from like what. Like I just remember it from like literature class or something.
Yeah. Well, I went off of this quote too, just because I thought you would like fishing better than hunting as well. But then I just like this quote because it can mean a lot of things for different people, and it always reminds me of, you know, when we go fishing, even if you're not catching anything, which it's always about the camaraderie of friendship coming together to go out there and do a task. Even if you don't complete that task of catching a fish, at least you're completing a task of coming closer together. And I think that was always good. And then it also brings together people to talk about your daily lives and everything else. And maybe in those conversations, you do come out a better person. And I think that kind of speaks to where I would say. So,
I agree with you, Jeff.
Agree.
100% agree with you. I almost cried. It was so good, but no, I did. There's like a speck right there.
aliens talking to you.
Nope, aliens didn't get that deep.
Don't
Not
do
there,
that,
at least.
Jeff.
Jeff, don't bring up the aliens, man. We literally live off the History Channel and alien conspiracy theories.
the crazy hair guy mentioned aliens.
Dude, like I'm Steven, stop. I'm not even going down that road. Whole episode on aliens. I will tell you all my funny theories that somebody actually
You gotta bring me back for that one.
Yeah.
You gotta bring me back for that one.
I mean, I can't. All day long. Love aliens. I don't even care.
It's a fun topic. It's a fun topic.
Talking about aliens.
Let's get some alien beer on that show too. Episode. I want to talk about aliens.
If anybody knows of an alien beer or of an alien that's on a logo of a beer, please let us know. Thank you.
I'll even try that one with you.
No, okay. There it is.
So we're gonna have to bring back Steven on that one. So that's what you hear, fans. We're gonna have to bring Steven back on. Find that beer. We're gonna bring it back on.
Done.
So
I'll definitely try an alien beer. That sounds like fun.
It's like it sounds like a blast. It's fucking out of this world.
I'm probably gonna think it's terrible, but it sounds like fun.
Oh man, there's so many opportunities for good alien beers out there. I mean, they could be hoppy, they could be ales, they could be. I mean, it could even get a ciderish. You know what I mean? Like a greenish cider, like I don't know, a green apple cider. I don't know.
It'd be sour.
Yeah, it could be like, you know. I mean, yeah. I mean, mind blown opportunity. I mean, the fact that there's not a beer company called Alien Beer, just that simple right there. Marketing itself would go off through just alien.
There
beer.
is a UFO or something like that.
Yeah, but they're stupid because it wasn't what I came up with. So, and no, I don't want to try one of their beers because that one we already know about that one. We want to try something different too.
Well, I don't think their logos have an alien on it. They don't have an alien on it. The logo has to have an alien on it.
Yes, right. They know UFO.
No saucers, no any of this other stuff. An alien.
Yeah, preferably grays is what we'd like to see. But we also do lizard.
Gray. What if it's a gray but it's green?
Yeah, they tried. Yeah, we'll do that one.
He already said he doesn't like the green ones. He likes the gray ones,
like
Jeff.
Lizard people.
He doesn't like lizard people.
He doesn't like.
I mean,
well,
I personally don't know anything about lizard people. I mean, I know stuff about lizard people, but
that sounds like a fun conversation.
I only know what they say in the Holy Bible about the lizard people, and that's you know, that's that they don't exist. Actually, I guess they don't really say it, but I don't see them talking about it.
Yeah, I don't know if I know that passage or not.
Yeah, I don't think it's on there, so I just assume it's not real. The aliens aren't real. But if I go with that assumption, either computers or airplanes. But anyway, moving on.
Moving on. I think that was all the questions we had for Steven, wasn't it?
It was. Is there any questions you have for yourself, Steven, that you'd like to answer?
Yeah, man.
No, I don't have any questions for myself. No.
Is there anything you'd like to tell us about your personal life that we need to know?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Nothing exciting going on in my personal life right now.
Well, one of my favorite apps.
If people could find you, where would you want them to find you?
I don't want them to find me.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. The last question. I swear to God, last question. What's your social security number? Last question. We'll stop. It was literally written out last. It's SSN. I assume that stands for Social Security number. Anyway.
It's got to be that. Yeah.
Actually, that wasn't the last question we had for so we hadn't gotten our beat section yet.
Well, hold on. I was going to transition to you. I was going to tell you. You didn't miss it. Let me tell you something, Steven. If you ever never had one of our,
I'll cut it out.
If you never had one of our meats, they're pretty good. but one of the pleasures of cooking with myself and the Tailblazers and is Jeff LeBlanc. He is. I have to go and say that I think I'm a good cook, but Jeff has perfected it, and so he is the perfect person to lead a conversation with you on meats. And I'm gonna let him kick the way. He knows all about that smokiness. He knows all about that tenderness. He's like a fine wine. It only gets stringier at time.
Stringier?
Meat is dry.
That fucking alien talk again.
Okay. All right.
Anyway,
Nice. That was a nice word salad there.
Yeah.
Word salad.
Chop it up, eat it. So yeah, Steven, we know.
Great transitions.
Yeah, we're so good at this.
Professionals.
It's totally random because I figured he was gonna ask the question, but anyways.
I was trying to compliment you, damn it. Hey, just pretend I'm driving on a tractor.
Into it. Just let me get into it. I gotta get on track now. You stay on your tractor. Straight line.
Hit your mute.
So Steven, as we go to the farm, we usually, cook outside because no electricity. And plus we try to be manly men and cook over a fire as much time as we want to. So
Yep.
What's your favorite type of meat to cook over a fire, and how would you cook it?
Excuse me.
Thanks for that input, Aaron. I think my favorite thing to cook on an open fire, especially in the ways that we usually do it out at the farm, is the backstrap of the deer that I killed the previous year. That's always, I think, our best meal that we cook. As far as how I cook it, I think y'all are usually the ones that normally cook the steaks. So we usually give it a good. Honestly,
it's true.
It's very true. It's very true.
We love your honor.
We really just do the typical salt and pepper, and
we got some butter.
Right on the
butter.
We do melt some butter in the pan first. Yeah, that's true. You want me to break down on how we cook the steak?
Mostly it's Steven.
Okay, we gather some sticks. We gather some sticks. There's a little round place. We put those sticks in the little round place, and then Aaron's got his little flint and fire starter going, and then so we get the fire going, get it nice and hot. Then we get the cast iron out. Get some butter up. Put a whole little thing of butter in there. Let it melt. Hey, you actually don't do that in the cast iron. You don't do that in the cast iron, I don't think, do you? Do you?
Yeah.
Well, it is cast iron technically. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, do whatever you want to do beforehand as far as marinade and salt and pepper to each one's liking. And then me personally, I think y'all like your steaks a little more on the rare side, at least rarer than me. I don't necessarily like it well done, but a good medium well is usually just over medium is usually where I like for my steaks to be at. I still want a little bit of pink in the middle, but I don't want it to be bleeding still. I don't want it to be mooing still, or in that case, it's a deer. So, but yeah, yeah.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Is there any particular wood that you put in the fire?
Good one.
Not pecan.
Yeah.
We do straight from those.
Yeah, and honestly, oak's probably not good for me either. But I think we do have a lot of oak, don't we? Firewood.
Right, majority of it, the hardwood.
Mostly it's oak, and some treated lumber.
Yeah, some
treated lumber for the starters.
Yeah,
we let it burn off before we cook.
Yeah,
mostly.
I don't know how to answer that question. What kind of wood do you use in your fire? Wood that's
I don't know
around?
if you feel like you don't want to put some special wood in there or something.
I mean,
everything.
Y'all are way more in depth with that kind of stuff than I am. I leave that up to y'all. if y'all have like the special little wood chips or whatever to either smoke it or get it a certain flavor or smell or whatever, that's y'all's expertise, not mine.
I got you. So, since we kind of talked about how we cooked the meat you brought to the camp, how about we change that question up to ask you, what's your favorite type of meat that you prepare at the house that you do?
Probably chicken. I cook a lot of chicken, a lot of stuff with chicken.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'd say that's probably either that or hamburger meat, but I'd probably say I prefer chicken or chicken courses over, hamburger meat. But
how do you gotta make that chicken?
Do you have like a special chicken?
Like what's your favorite way to prepare chicken?
I mean, just usually just chicken breasts or cut up chicken breasts, with maybe some rice and some green beans or something like that.
So you cut up the chicken breast with rice?
No, put it in rice or pair it with rice.
Gotcha. Like in a duet.
Gotcha. Sure, exactly, so like a duet. They're dancing on the plate.
They're dancing on the hot stove.
They're doing the cha-cha on the plate.
What kind of seasoning are you putting in this? Are we talking salt? Are you putting socks in there? Salt, pepper.
Socks.
Are you going one of those mixed, or do you do like mixed stuff, or do you make your own like seasoning blends?
I don't make my own seasoning blends, but there's a couple of good ones. I don't know the names, but I got them downstairs. But they're usually like Cajun style seasoning. Not too much.
Huh?
Are you really a spicy guy?
I mean, it doesn't bother me, I guess. At least I say it doesn't bother me. But then, if somebody's used to like crazy spicy, or like some certain people from different cultures, their tolerance to spice is obviously probably way different than mine. But
like Mexican, Latino food.
Not just that, but yeah, I guess that could be included in it. Sometimes they might have a different level of liking the spice or how spicy that they like it as compared to me, but I do like spicy stuff.
I think I'm probably pretty close to you. I think Jeff likes spicy things pretty good. It's interesting.
But like I said, it's all relative though. I mean,
yeah, it is relative.
Because I mean, sometimes you'd say, oh yeah, I want this spicy, like say spicy wings or something like that, and you don't really know how spicy or how hot they are, But typically, I don't mind spicy stuff. It doesn't really bother me. So
I think it depends on the type of meal, what I've ate that day, or something like that. If I want that extra kick or not. Usually, yeah. Most of the time, I mean, usually.
I get on these weird hot sauce kicks where I'm like trying all these weird ones that are super hot, and then I just don't care about it for another year.
One you had?
Yeah, that was one. My mom got that for me. Thanks.
And it wasn't. I don't remember it being that hot though.
No, she had also one of those truffle ones. That was actually, it was weird. Like it wasn't so hot, but it had a unique flavor. It wasn't bad. It was just really a truffly flavor. I don't know if you've ever had like a lot of truffle, but
not really.
It was very.
I know there's a lot of truffle hunters out there, and maybe that's something we should dig up. I was
gonna ask, Stephen, have you ever gone truffle hunting?
I have not. I've never had one either.
They're
want to get a pig?
What? You
want to get a pig?
A pig.
Oh, pig. A pig. I don't know how that relates to.
It relates because they hunt truffles. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you raise pets, and it's better than using a dog.
Oh, interesting.
And when they crap out on you, you got bacon.
A lot of bacon. Yeah.
Well, Stephen, thank you for sharing your time with us today.
Thanks for having me. It was a blast. I got to come back. Like I said, whenever y'all get that, what's that one beer?
It's a beer. How did you forget the whole thing that I talked? It's a beer with aliens on it. It could be green or
the
gray. It's
aliens.
fine.
Yeah,
It has to be a beer with an alien on
beer.
it. Let me
Aliens.
also remind you, as our fan base is relatively small, if you have a beer that you can find that has an alien on it, please let us know as well. We're also talking.
All right, I will.
I have one last thing I have to say. I'm going to try my commercial voice. And I'm just going to read off the website thing. Welcome to the Tailblazers, a podcast made up of the best friends Jeff LeBlanc and Aaron Kiner. It mainly focuses on their favorite three things: outdoors, meat, and beer. OMB for short. Basically, two brothers attempting to entertain, educate, and inspire by narrating their adventures they have experienced. These adventures can range from a small hike, a fun brewery trip, or just a simple backyard barbecue. They will definitely try to keep everything viewer friendly, but both of them have been through life-altering events, so be wary. This is one reason why they are best friends and continue to dive into many obstacles called life. Their main goal is to have fun entertaining their listeners, and if inspiration hits some, that's always a plus. Please share this page and episodes because this is no telling what will happen next. Let's jump on the trail.